All right, so coming to a comfortable seat, maybe just rocking back and forth a little bit, back and forth as I go side to side, go back and forth and side to side. It's a Monday, Mercury retrograde. So just finding a little movement and really putting your brain down into the sit bones. And really aiming to find the center there. So when you feel as though you found that, glance down at feet, and you just want to land with the knees over your ankles approximately. You can always put something underneath your feet here too if you need to, depending upon just how you're built, how tall or short you are. And then feel shoulders stacking over your sit bones here, hands on thighs. And then we're going to go ahead and close our eyes here. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Do that a few more times so you're letting all of the stuff that you've been doing today so far, especially any tasks that have been challenging or stressful or just tedious. Exhale them out, let them go. Just setting the intention here that you're creating space for yourself to start to pay attention. You're going to start to pay attention to the physical sensations happening in your body. You're going to pay attention to your breath. You're going to pay attention to your headspace. And you're starting to find that rhythm of your breath, that inhale through the nose, that exhale through the nose. And you could just keep that really simple today if you wanted to move more towards your Ujjayi breath. So there's a little more effort. There's this heated quality to that breath. It's going to be that sensation. It's almost like you're constricting the muscles in the throat a little bit. So you get that sound when you're fogging a mirror with your breath. And that's happening on both the inhale and the exhale. And this breath can be nice. It gives us something to focus our attention on. We can actually hear that sound, so we can really key into that. It also helps to heat the body up internally, which is nice. And then maybe notice if you've started to fall forward on those sit bones, or maybe if you're leaning back. So again, just try to find that center place. As you exhale, root down into your feet, into your sit bones. As you inhale, you grow a little taller in your spine through the sides of your waist. So even just sitting here quietly becomes this very dynamic thing. It's pose in and of itself. If your attention wanders, come back to your breath, and know that just sitting really quiet, sitting still can be really challenging. Some days more than others. So if you're struggling with it a little bit, be easy with yourself, be gentle with yourself. Just keep reminding yourself to come back to your breath. So the effort is more important than attachment to a specific result that we're supposed to get from this. Good. And then you can just keep your eyes closed here. Let's start to move into our cat cow. So just gently creating this idea of vinyasa. So connecting movement and breath, also starting to warm up the spine. So as you inhale, you're going to rock forward on your sit bones. You're going to get that arching in your lower back, and you can feel your shoulder heads pressed back a little bit. So your chest comes forward through the gates of your shoulders. And then as we exhale, we rock to the back of the sit bones, kind of rounding in the upper spine, letting the back of the neck lengthen. And then I want you to continue like that at your pace. And starting out, the movement might be really, really small. You're getting curious about what's going on in the spine, how things are feeling. You're noticing where there's some tension, some tenderness. And then really listening to that sound of your breath. Good. So coming back to center. So sitting nice and tall. Let's just start to bring our chin towards our chest. And then taking a few breaths here. So this can be really, really intense. Anytime we're letting the head go like this, the back of the neck really wants to hold on, the sides of the neck. Keep your chin tucked like this. Start to bring that right ear towards your right shoulder. If you wanted to extend down through that left arm, just let it hang at your side. That might intensify the stretch that you're getting through the left side of the neck. And then you're going to come to spots where it's going to feel nice to just hang out, or you're getting an intense stretch. So feel free to do that. There's no rush here. And my right shoulder was just popping up around my ear. So that happens. So just remind that shoulder to release down. And then really important to keep breathing here. So this doesn't look like much, but it actually packs quite the punch. These look good, guys. If you would like to add a little more, you can bring your right palm to the top of your head. You're really gentle about that. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Have you started holding your breath? Keep it moving. And then use your right hand to help upright your head. Good. And then we start to tuck, chin again towards our chest. Hands could be resting on your thighs or just releasing by your side. See if you can get a little more release in the back of the neck here. And then slowly begin to bring left chin towards that left ear. Pausing at any little spots along the way where you're getting a good stretch and you want to breathe into that place. And maybe letting that right arm be extra heavy just to intensify the stretch on that right side of the neck. And then if you'd like to add, left hand gently pressing to the top of your head. You can play with that on this side. Couple more breaths. And then use your hand to help bring your head upright. Good. Let's take our right arm in front and then just hold with your hand. You can hook with your elbow. Feel shoulder blades release down. And you don't have to be in very tight at all. You might be out here more like this. That's absolutely fine. So everybody's body is a little different. Side to side, this is going to feel a little different. And the shoulders love to scrunch up around the ears here. Soften them down. Breath smooth and steady. That nice inhale through your nose, that nice exhale through your nose. Good deep inhale. As we exhale, we let that side go. And then we take it to the other side, which might feel a lot different. So just hold where you can, gently pressing that arm in towards chest any amount. And just remembering that sometimes less is more, so always want to go for it. Maybe do a little less than you can. Couple more breaths. Good. As you exhale, release. Just roll shoulders back. And then start to roll forward. You can kind of get that cat feeling as you're rolling forward. So there's that arch in the upper back. The shoulders kind of dip forward. Okay, let's go back again. So you're moving in the opposite direction. You're starting to feel that openness across your heart and chest. Nice, Amy. All right, so let's start to just find a Few sun salutes here, some nice flow just to warm the body up. So releasing arms by your side, feeling this openness across heart and chest, rooting down into sit bones. As you do that, lengthening nice and tall. As we inhale, we take up lots of space. So you can reach out like this. It might feel better in your shoulder girdle to reach forward. So that works too. And if you always do this way, maybe try the other way just to see what it's like. Take a couple of breaths here. Pretend that you have a friend there with you, gently pulling up on your wrists so you're getting a little taller. Maybe you even start to bring your gaze up. Good. As we exhale, we're going to make our way into our forward fold. So you can approach that a couple ways as well. You can swan dive in, arms out wide, palms can come to heart center, and you can fold in. You might need to use your hands to help you slide into this pose. And this is that same idea that we had when we were bringing our chin towards our chest. So we're really trying to let the back of the neck lengthen and release, and it's hard to do. You might even feel that spreading across the backs of your shoulders. There's a little bit of that rounding sensation happening. Breath smooth and steady. Good. As you inhale, so if you have blocks handy or books, it can be really nice to press your palms down. So it helps you to straighten the arms. If you don't have that, you could just have hands on thighs. But we're lengthening through the sides of our waist. We're bringing our gaze forward. Elbows are squeezing in. So this is the back bend portion of these sun salutes. And sun salutes are a series of, it's just back bending, forward folding, back and forth. Good. And your gaze is soft and gentle in front of you. It's almost like this soft focus. So you're not really looking at anything. And this has this nice calming quality on the nervous system. These look wonderful. As we exhale, we're going to fold back in. So just feeling like a little ragdoll here. And then we're going to make our way back to our extended mountain pose. So again, that could look a few different ways. If you want to use the core more and you feel stable, you take arms out wide. Otherwise, just use your hands to help you press up to seated and then stretch up. Couple of breaths, bring your gaze up. You might even be able to press palms together. Doesn't matter if that's not happening. And then exhale, you can take arms out wide or bring palms to heart center. So again, just playing around, whatever feels good. We can mix these up a little bit. And we're going to begin to connect these. So one movement per breath, finding that lovely rhythm in our bodies, that beautiful flow. So exhale, hands release, arms release by your side. Stretching up on your inhale. As you exhale, you fold in. Inhale, press palms into thighs or blocks, gaze comes forward, you lengthen through the sides of your waist, nice. As you exhale, you fold back in. Inhale, you make your way back up to your extended mountain pose, however that looks. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Beautiful work. Couple more. Inhale, reach. As you exhale, you fold in. And if your pace isn't matching my pace, I just want you to start to move with your breath. Inhale, extend forward. So our Ardha Uttanasana, our half forward fold. Exhale, come back in. Good. Inhale, make your way back up to your extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to do 2 more rounds. I'm not going to cue you. You're going to move with your breath. So just let these feel good. Take your time. Enjoy how they feel. Soak up that sound of your breath, that inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. When you're done with your second round, there's no rush to get there. You're just sitting in your mountain pose, eyes closed, gaze inward, and you're checking in. You're observing how you feel differently already. You're noticing what's beginning to shift for you. This is part of the magic of yoga. So we start to pay attention to movement and breath. It has this nice calming quality for most of us. Good, and then just releasing your hands down, blinking, eyes open. So, if you do have a strap or something that you can use as a makeshift strap, we're gonna do what's called shoulder humblers. So you're gonna want something that's pretty wide, and if you don't have something that you can use, and Kelly, you can actually just take arms out wide and make fists and kind of makeshift fists. But the rest of us, if you do happen to have a strap, you're gonna go pretty wide. So you're thinking mountain pose, rooting down into those sit bones. So as we start to go back and forth, we're gonna try to, our body is gonna wanna go into, our spine is gonna wanna go into the cat-cow shape. I want you to keep spine nice and even as much as possible. So we inhale, come up. And this is the part that's really tricky, where you might have to go a little wider, depending upon how you are. We start to, release back any amount. And what you might find in your body is that one shoulder is going to want to kind of lead the way. Try to keep shoulders really even. That looks so good, Tammy. And then we come forward. So we're going to do just several rounds of this. And again, if you don't have a strap handy, just take your arms out wide in a V shape, make fists. Good. And then kind of just approximate that. So when you're going back, you're getting more stretch across the pectorals, which are really tight too. It's intense. And you're just moving slow and easy with the breath. And if this isn't working, you could also take, it's good. That's a good variation, Amy, with shoulders bent. You could also just do this again. Yep. All right, nice. Yeah, how fun are these? You're welcome. So let's just finish up. So coming forward. And then you can just keep the strap on your lap for a moment and then just release your arms by your side. And then shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. So really tense all the muscles in the neck, maybe even the face, and ha. Couple more. It feels so good to release those shoulders. Let's do one more. All right, and then let's do a little lateral side to side stretching. 1 second, I'm gonna try something here in my body. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, I don't know if this is going to get into the psoas area or not, Kelly, but we're going to see. So for that, a lot of like asymmetrical stretches are a really nice thing to do, which can be a little harder to find on a chair, but we're going to see what happens. So let's just start seated and go side to side. And then we're going to kind of switch it up and see how that goes. So arms are releasing by your side. You're rooting into your sit bones. We're going to try to hold on to that sensation as much as possible here in this first version. As you inhale, right arm reaches up and over. Good. As you exhale, it releases down. Inhale, left arm up and over. Good. Exhale, release. Inhale. So this nice, beautiful flow, simple flow. Just enjoying how good it feels to move with the breath like this. Let's do a couple more to each side. Just moving nice and graceful, finding space and ease inside your body. And as we come off to the right, we're going to hold there. And you can take the eye of the elbow, spin it behind you. So it's like you're spinning that inner arm in towards your cheek. Maybe you begin to look up underneath that arm if it feels okay in the neck. That's going to be a stretch. Yeah, these look good. Good. As you exhale, release that side down. And then inhale. Left arm reaches up and over. Releasing that right arm by your side. And then the eye of the elbow is spinning to face behind you. So you're getting that internal rotation. Feel both shoulder blades releasing down. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up. Good. As you exhale, release. Okay, so we're going to try a little twist on that. So we are going to come into our eagle pose legs. So we're going to cross our right thigh over our left thigh. And Kelly, do you have sandbags at your home studio? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think perfect. You're doing exactly what I was thinking. So yeah, just give yourself a little weight with that leg crossed. So we got the right leg over, and let's go ahead and do our eagle arms since we're getting into the shoulders. Take your arms out nice and wide. Feel the shoulder blades release down your back. So it's the over under. So we're going to take the right arm under. Good. So you're just giving yourself a little hug here, and then start to lift the elbows up. But as you do that, you're releasing your shoulder blades down. You might bring the backs of the hands to press together. So same thing, though elbows still lift, you might be able to press palms together. So these are all good options. They are all stretching the same thing. We're all built a little different. Okay, and then let's go ahead and take that twist again. And you might start to feel a little stretch on this outer right hip. I'm actually even getting a little inner thigh stretch. So just doing this twist might be pretty intense. If you feel like you have a little more room to start to get to that outer lower back, outer glute, As you're twisting, you start to take a little bit of a forward fold. And even here, can you still try to lift the elbows? So then it really gets into the shoulders. And I'm getting it a lot in that left shoulder. So let's come on out back to center. And then I want to try the lateral stretch here. So we're going to take that left arm up and over. Again, it's kind of like these small little sensations happening down in the lower body. So the outer hip. Good. And then as we exhale, let's release and let's see how it feels if we take that right arm up and over. So you're kind of noticing what's happening in your body. I'm definitely not getting as much stretch as when I'm going the opposite. So you're just kind of noticing that, but you might be feeling like you're getting a little more length through this right side. Again, if you want to bring your gaze up for a nice deep inhale, feel free. Good. As we exhale, we release. Good. And then we're just going to uncross that right thigh. So coming back to center. And then we're going to take left thigh over right. And you might need to move that right foot off to the left a little bit. Okay. So you can just kind of visualize outer hips squeezing in towards each other here, inner thighs squeezing in towards each other. And then we're going to take our eagle pose. So stretch arms out. We're going to take the left arm under this time. And side to side, this can feel really different. There's probably definitely one way that feels tighter. So just stacking elbows and then gently lifting. As that's happening, you're feeling your shoulder blades release down your back. Good. And then maybe the backs of your hands come together. You might be able to reach around and get palms. They're all doing the same thing. So be happy with where you're at. In all of these variations, elbows lift. And it's this nice little shoulder stretch. It's intense. Good. And then let's start to twist to the left. So you might not go very far at all. And of course, trying to keep that work of the legs squeezing in towards each other. Trying to keep those elbows lifted. And then if you want to go a little deeper, so you're getting this asymmetrical stretch. So you should start to feel a little something, kind of this right glute, hip, lower back area. Also feeling it in that right shoulder. And you also might be feeling this in the left hip a little bit as well. Couple more breaths. Good. So if you took that forward fold, just start to lift up. Come back to center. Oh, let the arms go, which feels really nice. And then we're going to take that little lateral stretch. So we're going to try to continue to root into the sit bones. So going opposite here, that right sit bone's going to want to pop up. These look great. You find that little twist of your left ribs up towards the ceiling here. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. And then let's find that other direction. So it gets more into this side of the body. I'm just feeling a lot more length. You can begin to wrap the right ribs up towards the ceiling. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale. Unwind. And then you can uncross that left thigh. Just take a moment or two here in your mountain pose and maybe close your eyes. So check in. Notice how you're feeling. Notice if you've created a sense of space anywhere in your body. Good. And then blink your eyes open. So let's grab the strap. And Kelly, for you, actually, maybe. So I'm going to give you, may or may not need a strap. There's a couple ways you could attack this. So we're going to come into a version of humble warrior, which is also a really nice shoulder stretch. So I'm going to give you the visual on that. So we're kind of in a crescent pose, interlacing fingers behind, and then we're going to bow in. And we're going to do the seated version of that. So if you know that you have the flexibility in your shoulders that you can interlace your fingers back behind you, you don't need to worry about a strap. But if you just want to play with a different variation as well, you're going to make a loop if you have a yoga strap, or you might have to tie it up. So you're going to kind of go about shoulder heads distance apart. And you'll probably have to set that up first. We're going to use that behind us, and then you can press out. So it kind of gives you a different feeling, which is nice. And they're both good. So again, you could interlace fingers behind you, or you can just simply reach back if you don't have a strap that works like this. But this is what I'm going for. So I'll give you all a minute to get that set up. And Kelly, for you, as you come into this, I don't know. I know that sometimes being a little unbalanced doesn't feel good, but if you wanted to slide a blanket underneath one thigh, you could try that. And then the rest of us in the chair, so let's go ahead and take our right leg forward and then root into the sit bone. So this is almost like a camel pose too in the upper body. So as you squeeze out against the strap, if you have that, or if you're interlacing fingers, you're really lifting your shoulder heads up towards the ceiling. Okay, so you just might be here like this. If you feel like you can hinge forward any amount, you're welcome to do that. And you're gonna get this nice stretch in that front hamstring. And you need not go very far. So I want you to be very mindful too about being safe. So energetically keep rooting into your sit bones too. Little back bend here, little lift of the heart. Couple more breaths. So big shoulder stretch. Nice. As you inhale, use your belly, lead with your heart to roll on up. Nice work. And then go ahead. Actually, so did I have our right leg extended on that? Was that right? Thumbs up. Yeah, okay. So let's keep the right leg extended. You can release your strap here. And then bringing palms to heart center. So we're going to do a little twisted crescent here. So nice deep inhale, lengthen through the sides of your waist. As you exhale, start to twist to the left. And you might start to look out over your left shoulder head. Really press palms together. And that's going to help you to get a little more leverage. If you wanted to here, you could hinge forward. So you hook that right elbow to the outside of your left thigh and then press palms together. Couple more breaths. Good. Start to roll on up. Come back to center. Nice work. Bend the right knee. And then left leg is going to extend to straight. So if that works for you, that loop with the straps and that felt good, you can do that again. If you wanted to try the other variation where you interlace fingers, you can try that as well. So rooting into sit bones, feeling that lift of the heart, and then really pressing out against the strap or squeezing palms in towards each other. If you're interlacing fingers and feeling the shoulder heads lift, hold on to this lift as you hinge forward at your waist any amount. And you're going to begin to feel stretch in the hamstring where the glute and the hamstring are attaching. You might be getting a little stretch on that outer left thigh. This is absolutely a balanced pose. So always being safe here. Keep shoulder heads lifting wherever you're at. They want to dump down, so activate those arms. So as much as we've been stretching shoulders, we're kind of strengthening them today too. Lead with your heart as you inhale. Roll on up. Good, and then you can lose your strap. So bringing palms to heart center, really press them together so you get that widening across your heart and chest. Deep inhale. As you exhale, twist to the right. And you might just stay here like this. This is a lot of great work. Twists really wonderful for the spine. If you can fold in a little bit, you feel safe and comfortable doing that, you can do that as well. And then you really stack the elbows on top of each other as you press palms. Feel the shoulder heads release back a little bit. Breath smooth and steady. And notice how the inhale can feel a little constricted here in the twist. That's okay. Fill up as much as you can. Maybe looking up over that right shoulder if it feels okay to do so. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, untwist, come back to center. Good, and then just roll the shoulders one final time here. Roll them forward. And we are going to make our way into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So whatever that might look like for you, you can, sometimes it just feels best to be in quiet meditation. You could take a forward fold here if you're close to a desk or a table, or you have a chair, sometimes just resting on a chair, kind of in a child's pose, feels nice and calming. So wherever you might feel good, if it's easy for you to get to the floor, you can just do classic Shavasana. So just find a place. where you can soak up these final quiet moments and feel really relaxed in your body. You can let go of your ujjayi breath at this stage of the game. You're inhaling and exhaling through your nose, but it just feels really easy. You're not controlling anything here. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth. Let the breath go. Ha. Start to bring some gentle movement back to your body. So wiggle, stretch, yawn. Good. And then let's do our call and response chant that we did last week. So we'll do it 3 times. I'll sing the part and then you just sing back where you're at if you want to. And then we'll end with Om Shanti, 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 Om together at the end. So 3 of those. So here we go. Loka, Loka, Samasta, Samasta, Sukhinu, Sukhinu, Bhavantu, Bhavantu. So let's do that one more time. Loka, Samasta, Sukhinu, Bhavantu. In this third round, let's do it all together. So make it up if you have to. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Place your palms in a pile on top of your heart. Feel all of that vibration from your singing inside of you. Send yourself love and gratitude. Send your body love and gratitude. It's a gift to be able to work and move like this. It does make a difference in how we feel. Just promise yourself that you're going to carry a little of this feeling with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. Really beautiful work today. Thank you.